Barcelona pulling off a massive battering of Osasuna, 4-0 on the day. Janusz Mihalik here with me to look back on it. Janusz, what did you make of this performance, and especially Lionel Messi? Fitting that he scored a goal and, of course, dedicated it to the late Diego Maradona, his countryman.
You know what? That now that you start with Messi, I'm going to change what I thought I was going to say. Well, I think it was one of those performances that Barcelona has waited for a long time, in particular in La Liga, but in most of the games, is that they didn't look dependent on Leo Messi. And that hasn't been the case, right? It's always, if Messi plays well, you have a chance. Because you look at Antoine Griezmann, hasn't played well. A lot of controversy about him, right? You have Martin Brathwaite, who's played the number 9 role, scored a couple of goals against Dynamo Kiev in the Champions League. He was in the middle, and Messi was on the right. And you know what? And Coutinho was there as well, and so was Pedri in the midfield, and so was Frankie De Jong. So if you look at the midfield three, not necessarily the most robust, really attacking-minded one. And you know what? The front three combined tremendously, and all three scored goals. And the combination play between Coutinho and Messi and Griezmann, who, remember, Coutinho and Messi supposedly weren't able to play with each other. So I think the positives were that we saw a team display rather than just Leo Messi. Leo Messi, of course, scored. I think it's his first from the run of play, which is important, of course. The tribute was tremendous to Maradona because he was wearing Newell's Old Boys jersey. And that was the time when Maradona played briefly for Newell's Old Boys, and Leo Messi came in at halftime to entertain the crowd at the age of 6 years old. So I think it was always going to be great, but I thought it was telling. I thought it was good. And I thought, once again, Messi with a tremendous goal, but a very, very good all-around display from Barcelona. Let's not forget, ahead of this game, this was the 14th playing against the 15th on the same amount of points. So it hasn't been easy sailing for Barcelona in La Liga.
Well, some of those things that you just said definitely would have been music to some Barcelona fans' ears, considering they have been through a turbulent last year with things both on and off the pitch for the Catalan club. Now, with what you said, there are signs, or it sounds like you're hinting that there's a bit more harmony to this Barcelona team, or at least they're getting there. Is that a direct impact, you think, of Ronald Koeman? Are things turning a page under him for the better?
I would just wait a little bit. I think it's one of those games that, against Osasuna, you have to win. I think he did the right things at halftime, withdrawing Pedri because the game was decided. He's still young. Obviously, you want to rest him a little bit. Busquets came in. There's still some issues, of course, with that team. There's no Piqué just yet, but I think when I look at Barcelona, the question will always remain, what's going to happen to Leo Messi? There's going to be some good games like this one, but if you get a better result, because it's so much about him, how much is he going to be pulled towards Manchester City and Pep Guardiola? What is his future hold? Yes, we're seeing some young players like Trincao and Pedri come in, but I think people will always look at it as this is going to be this massive rebuild because Messi is going to go, or is he going to stay? Is he going to have the patience to wait for that rebuild because he's not the youngest? So I think it's a good performance, but I think it was always in a game against Osasuna, who do you think that they would beat anyway?